This is Jonathan Agnew, fifth for Pro Boxing fans. It's fight week. Finally here, Parker-Chisora 2. With me, Derek Chisora's trainer, Dave Coldwell. Sorry. Dave, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you very much. Yeah. I love fight week. I love it when it gets past this stage and then all you got is a weigh-in and then it's fight night. It's time to go to work. This is what we're in it for. There's some good fighters on this card, and I've got two of them. I'm excited.
Yeah, big night for you. Just spoke to Derek up there. It's amongst the most relaxed I've seen him on fight week. Yep. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, he's because the work's done. He knows that I'm happy in what he's done, so he's very. There's nothing else. There's nothing to think about. He's so experienced. He knows what fighting's all about. He's just got to go in there and just do what he's been doing in the gym.
What's been the most enjoyable part of camp this time around?
It's difficult to say. Probably the last week of sparring, really, because when everything just comes together, and the last two spars are really, really crucial. And he was just what I wanted him to be. So the last two spars, but throughout training, it's been good. It's been nice seeing him interact with the guys in the gym. It's been great to have around experience-wise for the young kids. I've got young kids, Stephen Cairns, 2-0, 19-year-old. Hopi Price, 21-year-old. Jordan, Lerrone's first big fight, and he's got Derek in the gym as well. Who's been there and done that. So these are invaluable little bits that the fighters can feed off. And his attitude's been completely different, where he'll come in like 45 minutes earlier than what he needs to come in. I'm looking at my watch, I'm like, what? He just comes in, he's just watching the guys train or whoever's in before him, and then he's staying when he knows there's a sparring session, and he'll stay and watch the spars, whether it's Stephen or Hopi or whoever, or if it's Lerrone, he's staying and watching them spar. So it's been really good.
Is that a difference from the last time you were with him?
Yeah, because the last time he would come when he's supposed to, might even be a little bit late sometimes, train, go. That was it. That was it. But he's around boxing more, and he's watching boxing more, and he's saying to the boys about how much he's loving the sport and how much he appreciates the moment that he's in right now, and he's telling them to appreciate what you're doing right now, because soon you'll be coming towards the end, and soon it'll be the end, and that's it. So yeah, it's definitely a big difference in him.
I was looking earlier, and I saw the Tyson Fury-Derek Chisora first fight was 10 years ago.
Really?
What do you think the key's been to Derek's longevity over the year, and the fact that he's improved?
He's a tough bastard. I'm not being funny. If you look at the fights that he's had, and he's still here, and when you speak to him, he's still switched on. And then when you watch him in the gym, he's still sharp. And you think, he's different. He's just built different. And like I said, he loves the sport. He loves the sport, so he's wanting to learn. He's wanting to develop, And he's people. I remember the first time when I coached him for the Gashi and the Spilka fights, people say, "Oh, but he's hard work to deal with." I'm like, no, not really. This is what I asked him to do. And this time around, even more so. He's great to work with.
Derek is, out of all the fighters you think of, he is a crowd fighter. I spoke to him up there. I said, "What was it like without the crowd?" He didn't really know what it was like. He just said it was strange. Yeah. How different is Derek, do you think, with the crowd?
He loves the fans. He said it to the guys in the gym. He talks about how when the crowd, he hears the crowd singing, "Oh, Derek Chisora," he buzzes off it. He loves the crowd. So it does. It gives you percentages. When things get hard or when things are tough, it gives you percentages. He's that kind of fighter. He's that kind of fighter that those percentages are valuable, and the atmosphere he feeds off it.
No fighter likes to lose their O and their unbeaten record, but Derek is proof, if anyone, that you lose a fight, you can come back and be in bigger fights and better fights. What's been, do you think, the key to that?
Because fans love him. If fans weren't interested in him, and didn't buy a ticket or didn't watch on TV, do you think promoters would keep giving opportunities? No, because promoters see it as a business, and boxing is the entertainment business, and Derek gets that, and he's entertaining. So that's a big part of why he's still around.
You said that you're expecting Joseph to be better under Andy Lee. You're expecting Derek to be better. So, what kind of fight can we expect on Saturday night?
I don't believe he goes 12 rounds. I think I do think it ends in a knockout, in a stoppage. I think Parker's definitely going to be more aggressive. It's going to be a difficult fight for both men. I think there's going to be a lot of tension in there, a lot of nervous energy in there, and I think Derek wins.
Lerrone in a brilliant fight. Some people saying fight of the night against Carlos Gongora. 2 unbeaten men. Stylistically, do you think these styles are going to gel perfectly?
Yeah. Gongora's not just a puncher. I'm hearing people just saying, boxer versus puncher. Gongora can box. He had about 300 amateur fights, something like that. Good fighter. But it just so happens he can punch like fuck as well. So it's a very, very dangerous fight. It's a fight that Lerrone can't switch off for 1 second. Gongora will look to take Lerrone's legs away. He's got a really nice left hand to the body. He's got a vicious left uppercut, sweeps that right hook in. He's a good fighter. So a win over Gongora puts him right up there, top five super middleweight. It gives him credentials to call out any other super middleweight that's there.
You said to me, Lerrone, whatever we saw last time, which was a sublime performance, we're going to see something better this time round.
If you see what I see in gym, yeah, and that's what I'm excited about. He in that last fight, he literally did everything that we do in the gym. He did on that night. Now we've gone up another level. If you see what I see in that gym consistently, not just like once, oh that was good, but it can't be. If you see what I see consistently, you're in for a really good performance. But it's harder because you're in against a top class opponent. So it's gonna, he's got to stay switched on, and he's going to stick with it. And do I expect that there might be some rough moments? Yeah, there might be some rough moments, but that's where he has to. And I think he's got the mentality to ride those out. I don't know because I've never seen him. Because he's even in sparring or whatever, even when you try and put him in over his head or whatever, he's got levels to his game. So I'm excited for Saturday.
A couple more before we finish up. I know you're a big fan of Conor Benn. Explosive performance last Saturday night. What do you make of that, and who do you want to see him fight next?
I thought you were brilliant. Do you know what? The finish was unreal. It was such... And I had the view that I was sat, I'm facing Algieri's face, and oh my God, it's brilliant finish. But it's what he did before that. I thought his feet were great, his upper body movement, his defence was great. He was just very, very good. So I just look at that and I see. As a coach, I appreciate the work that must be going on in that gym. Tony Sims has done an unbelievable job. And you see where Conor was day one. Even early parts of his career, he got dropped a couple of times and things like that, and you see those fighting and you think, it's exciting, I want to see him box, but how far can this kid go? But then you look at how he's developed him, mate, he's a good fighter. He's still young. What is he, 24?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, he's still a baby. So how much more development is there? Because he's got the work ethic, he's got the coach, so how much more development is there? There's still so much more. So, and Conor won't agree with me, but because I see that potential there with how much they're improving, I'd be reluctant to chuck him straight in. Do you know what I mean? Because I think there's still so much more development. I think Ugas is a good fight for him. Difficult fight, he's a good fighter, but that's kind of the route that I'd go. But I would still want him to fight before. Do you know what it is? I see a big difference between fighters that come to give it a go and fighters that are looking across from you expecting to beat you. They're the bigger tests. So I'd like a fight or two where he's in against somebody that expects to beat him, not somebody that's like a name that's faded. Somebody that expects to beat him, and then you get the experience from those fights, then you go in against the top guys.
Fury Whyte is ordered. Not a done deal yet, but it is ordered. And Dillian Whyte looks like he's going to get his shot.
I hope so.
What do you think of that?
I hope so, but Dillian's been there where he thought he was going to get his shot before, so I'm not going to get too excited until it gets done. But he deserves his shot. I hope he gets it. And if it is Fury that he fights, then that's an exciting fight. The build-up will be great. The fight will be great because they're two entertaining fighters.
It's early to say, but how would you expect Tyson Fury to approach that fight? We've seen him, under Sugar Hill.
But that's just it.
Right.
You don't know because under Sugar Hill, the first rematch with Wilder was sensational. But then the third fight with Wilder, it was exciting. It was warrior. It was big balls, but technically it weren't as good. So it depends what mood Tyson Fury is in, really. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It makes for a great fight.
And as we're approaching the end of the year, what's been sort of some of your highlights, both personally and sort of just generally in boxing, fights of the year, knockouts of the year?
I think fight of the year, pure entertainment-wise, Fury and Wilder. It's just nuts. But then again, I really enjoyed Crawford Porter. I enjoyed Lopez Cambosos was a great fight. And I've really enjoyed Lomachenko come back with two really good wins, really good performances. Because everyone just writ him off and not talking him in conversation. People talking about Ryan Garcia instead of Lomachenko, and writing him off against your Haney's and your people. I'm like, mate, come on, he loses once. Well, I know he lost earlier, but I mean, in the conversation of lightweights, he has a loss and he's dropped out of that mix of the four kings of the lightweight division. Nah. He's back, and it's so good to see him being back. So I'm happy with that. From my point of view, from my fighters, we've had a really, really good year. Apart from Jordan getting cut with an head clash and having a technical draw after 3 rounds, which means fuck all. He was boxing well. Apart from that, he had a great performance against Suarez. Hopey Price has had 2 outstanding performances back to back. In Grande was 5-0, and then 16-1 Hussein in front of his hometown, Ellen Road.
Big stoppage.
Lerrone winning a European title. My young kid Stephen Cairns 2-0. And the first fight with Sultan Zobek getting a win out in Kazakhstan. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do a corner because I had Jordan on the same night. So it's been a good year, and just a couple more days. If I get 2 out of 2, then it'll be happy days.
There you have it, Dave. Best of luck Saturday night. Enjoy Christmas and New Year. Hopefully we'll catch up soon.
Nice.